go like a laundry bag.
I think my mom viewed him as a good guy to have like a fling with. I don't know if my mom is to him being.
Listen, I don't know if parenting has changed. I don't know if it's because maybe she hasn't got a masculine figure in her life, like a father, you know what I mean? Like an actual father, because obviously sometimes father's there, but he's not really there, you know what I mean? But then you get fathers that are there who are actually the dad. They're active. Because the matter of fact is, I'm a bit confused here. What do you mean that your mom thought that this guy was just a bit of a fling? I didn't realize that promoting our children to just go off and have a little bit of flings here and there until they finally find the person was the new thing to do. Especially when it comes to your daughters as well, because god damn, am I missing something here? Is this maybe how you live in America? Like, what is going on here? Because the matter of fact is though, you know, if I'm in Chloe's life and I'm her father right now, right? One of the very key things I'm gonna teach her, especially when she enters that teenage years, you know what I mean, early 20 years, okay, is listen, understand this. Whatever you decide to do when it comes to men, make sure that man values you, okay? Make sure that he values you the same way that you value your body, okay? Because at the end of the day, if you don't value your body, then you will not be around men that are going to value your body. Do you see what I'm saying? So more of the situation is, fling? Is that the new okay thing with parents now? What's going on here? And also, let's not forget, not only is she saying that her mom thought maybe this was just going to be a little fling, but this is a guy that she met all the way in Aruba. And then she decided to move to Aruba at the same time. And the worst thing about it is that the mom has paid for every single trip that she has made for the most part to Aruba to be with a guy that she thinks her mom has deemed as a fling. And that's even worse. The fact that my mom is actually endorsing this stuff, she's enabling this stuff financially as well. Yo. And it's crazy because let's not forget one very, very key thing here. We are living in the age of what? We are living in the age of OF. And to be honest with you, I always feel like people that end up on OF is because something went wrong with your parents. Whether it be your mother, whether it be your father, but it's something that they was not doing. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, if we are not teaching our daughters the value of their body, then what the hell are we teaching us? And if we're not teaching our sons as well the same thing, the value of their own body and the value and how they should value women, it's crazy business. But hey, I guess we live in a world of just pure madness. Pure madness. But let's get into this one because god diddly damn, I think mom's about to change her tone. I think mom's about to recognize that allowing her daughter to go off and do flings and to pretty much give her daughter the money to go off and do all these efferys maybe wasn't a good idea after all. So let's get into it. Come on now, folks.
The guy that I'm actually moving in with.
Why did you have me bring all this other stuff if you have things that you haven't even unpacked yet? Like, where are you going to put the stuff that I brought? Because I'm not bringing it back with me.
He has that much stuff.
A lot more to come. Cold showers?
The moment that her mom is now starting to realize that maybe I've enabled my daughter too much. Maybe I've given her a free ride in a fancy car for too long, okay? Because now I've got my daughter out here in Aruba with a guy that I don't approve of. What the hell was I thinking? To make it worse, I've been funny for my daughter to be flying here back and forth this whole goddamn time. For her to be living in conditions like these. And the crazy thing about it, the conditions, are they really that bad? Probably not. Obviously, just a comparison based on the home that the mom has obviously worked for in the USA compared to the home that her daughter is now obviously living in. So I can understand why the mom is obviously, you know, looking down on the situation because she's thinking, hold on a minute, I've earned all this money and I've given you and supported you all these things so you can understand that whenever you seek a man or anyone like that, you seek people who live at the same caliber as us. So I understand why the mom is being judgmental. Is she be judgmental in the right way? Subjective. I guess that one's up to you folks, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I do get it, but this is the point though, but this is the very, very key point. Just because you spoil your child, it does not mean that your child is always going to follow that line of living that life of always pursuing somebody that's going to spoil them or somebody that's going to live at a certain caliber. Do you see what I'm saying? Especially, let's not forget, she's a very young girl, so at this moment in time, she's more attracted to aesthetics. You know what I mean? More than she is attracted to other things that a man can bring to the table. But also on top of that, the girl can't even cook. So I don't know if she's really in a position to be looking for any guy who can bring anything to the table because the girl can't cook. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yo, even if she found a guy that was living in better conditions, you know what I mean? Well, quote unquote conditions that's worthy of a mother. At the same time though, would she be worth that guy considering she can't even, you know, yeah, listen, all I can say is that her mother has done her over badly. 23 years of age and you don't know how to turn on the stove. Come on now.
Yeah, in rural houses don't really have hot water.
What?
Yeah, like you have to buy your own heater.
How do you take a cold shower?
Well, to be fair,
I like my temperature exactly.
I know.
You want to try
89
it?
degrees.
You want to see how cold it is?
It's gonna come.
let it warm up for a few seconds too.
Warm up? How does it warm up if there's no warmth?
Oh man, it warms up because the sun outside is going to be boiling the tank. So at this moment in time, when it's peak sun, that means the tank is more likely to boil, so the water is more likely to be warm. That is literally the answer to the situation. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I ain't even hating on that. I like that, to be fair. Listen, do you know how much money that we could all save in hot water if we had the ability to just allow the sun to basically be the solar system to heating up our tank? So to be fair, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I like that. But of course, with the mum, she's gonna be judging because she bougie. She bougie. Now, I wouldn't say necessarily in a bad way.
Bad.
I could never go in that. Really? Never. It's not even that bad. That's, much nicer things, and she's going to want those things. I can already see her talking about building bigger closets and getting more shelf space.
I mean, listen, the mum raised her child. She raised her child to want to be a child that's always going to get what she wants. So the mum isn't wrong. She knows that eventually that her daughter's going to get bored of this, and her daughter's going to become more needy and is going to eventually start saying she wants this, and that, because she knows exactly how she's raised her child. And to be honest with you, I respect the fact that mum is aware of how she's raised her child. Because if she wasn't and she was oblivious to it, that'd be a problem. But it doesn't mean that I accept how she's raised her child. You know what I'm saying? But then again, obviously, we only get a glimpse of how she's raised Chloe. We don't get the full picture, do we? So maybe we shouldn't judge too much. Now, it's 90 Day Fiancé, man. We'll judge. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's continue.
With this whole living situation will wear off quickly.
Gonna work. No.
This is definitely not going to work.
I also don't want to rent. But I don't know, maybe in the meantime, I kind of have to rent.
The way Chloe was hinting at mum, maybe you want to give me some money to rent a place of what I'm out here. Sounds like I can live la vida loca. Mm-hmm.
You is I don't know. I'm not here to plan. I'm not here to. This
I
is
just
what
said
I'm going to do.
I will just rent. So,
But I think that if you rent again, one of the considerations that you were probably counting on was me financing a lot of this.
And finally, mum decides to actually put her foot down. Actually decides to say, you know what, maybe giving you money isn't the best of ideas. Maybe me giving you money this whole time has actually been the worst thing that I've ever done, because look at what I've created. Oh my God. In her eyes, mum's probably thinking I've created an irresponsible daughter.
To put transfers into your bank account and pay rent and rental vehicles, deciding to live here, and I can't finance it.
I'm asking you to also. So.
No, but I think you were assuming that I would,
No,
because
I
I
wasn't.
have.
Never paid
Hell, you know you have, mother. Mm-hmm.
my rent. So let's stop there, because you've never paid my rent.
I actually did. You don't remember that? I mean, I could look in the bank. I think Chloe really doesn't give a lot of value to the contributions that I've given her.
Smith.
I cannot stress this enough. If you spoil your child will never ever value money, or never value numbers. If you spoil your child, you will put yourself in these type of predicaments. So the fact that the mom wants to stand there and literally say that I don't think my daughter is this and that. Lady, you created her. You made her this way. Okay? Honestly, we live in a world now where people think spoiling their children is the way. I don't know why, because honestly, 9 times out of 10 when I work with children that have been spoiled, yeah, trust me, you don't want that child.
Yes.
Still money. You're welcome. What'd you get me? Hang on, wait, nothing. You've been going down here. I've given you a minimum of $20,000.
That is insane. I mean, depending where you live, that could be a down payment on a mortgage. Depending where you live, that's a car. Depending where you live, that's a lot of money. You know what I mean? Depending on where you live. Let's not forget that.
Flying, back home to get your hair done.
I paid for my hair.
But you didn't pay for the flight here. You
paid
stayed
for
for
every
1
day.
day.
Like, yes, you have paid for flights, but I've also paid for flights for me to go home.
So this whole time she's been living in Aruba to be with Johnny. She's also been flying back to the States and back to get her hair done. That is next level bouginess. Next level bouginess. Next level being spoilt. You know what I mean? Honestly, for me personally, the mom doesn't even have a leg to stand on. Doesn't have a leg to stand on, because you've allowed this to happen. You've allowed this to happen. No wonder why she's expecting you to pay rent for her to stay somewhere else. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if Chloe's the one that said, Mom, you gotta come down here and have a look, knowing that she was like, well, once my mom looks, maybe she's then gonna give me money to wanna. Listen, she probably thought about it in this way. Calamity.
being a brat, because that's not what it is. A lot of the times she wants to help because my mom's always my #1 supporter. And I don't know if that's because she just wants me to come home or if she genuinely just doesn't believe.
I mean, listen, to be honest with you, I think she wants to come home because Mum's finally disappointed in herself. Oh my days. Where's the father in all this though? I need to know where the father's at, because he needs a slap. Yeah, I said it. I don't condone violence, but he needs a slap.
That I can do it. Like stupid, and I don't see it. Like I see
never said
numbers,
you were
I
stupid.
see it. Like I get
never
it.
said you were stupid.
No one has like this is it. There's a dead end. That's it. You're screwed. You should just go home.
I know that you think the funding that I've given you, but I think that it's going to be a very big deal without it.
I mean, I really hope the mum really means it when she says that she's not going to give any more money back. So obviously her daughter can be hit with a reality check. But at the same time, I will say this though. Sometimes even if you spoil your child doesn't obviously, like I said, 9 times out of 10, when you spoil a child, it doesn't end well for the parent. But the one time when it can end well for the parent is if you spoil your child, but yet you still raise them with certain values and morals and all that kind of stuff, which, to be fair, it's something that can easily be done, right? But at the same time, there were still different layers of it working, do you see what I'm saying? And you have to be willing to want to go through all the hard layers of it working, do you see what I'm saying? And for that to work, you have to be hella strict. You see what I'm saying? There are parents out there who spoil their kids and also let their kids do anything that they want without no rules. You know what I mean? They'll allow the child to backchat them. They'll allow the child to do all sorts of rudeness. But then there's some parents out there that will spoil the kids, but in a different way. They'll make their child earn to be spoiled. You know what I'm saying? Okay? If you want this, well, you got to do that. You know what I mean? Teaching them the value of in life, you don't get money for free. To get money, you got to work free. You got to earn free. You got to do something to get it. You see what I'm saying? I can't just give it to you. In this situation, mom is just giving her things all the time. Okay, without her having to earn it. And now she's 23 and now mom wants to put her foot down. I mean, honestly, doing it now, it's not too late, but it's just a bit of a madness, because if they fall out due to financials, it's going to be the mom's fault for never putting her foot down earlier on in her daughter's life. Do you see what I'm saying? And that came down to not necessarily putting your foot down, but having boundaries and discipline and all these things around to make sure that your daughter never goes too far with it. But the mom hasn't done that. The mom has failed herself. If she has failed herself. Right, listen, it's never too late to turn things around, but all I know is this: the longer you wait to start to put your foot down, the harder it can be. Because once your kids are old enough to have a mind of their own, they're going to have a mind of their own. So that moment kids start having the mind of their own is the moment that boundaries really need to be put in place, you know what I'm saying? Like, tough. But hey, trials and tribulations. With that being said, let me know what you're thinking down below in the comment section and we can talk about it. Anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.